Hello and welcome to JavaScript Evangelist. So in the last video, we created a form which lets us add a new player into our database, and as well we are displaying it with the players list. But in today's video, we are going to add a delete button to remove the player from the list. So simply, since this was our form, which is over here, players add players. So inside player list, we have a single player. So let's go inside this, and you can see this is just a simple function over here. It's an anonymous function. So simply I'm going to add uh, another button over here. It's going to be a button. This cross button lets us remove the player from the database. Okay. In the upcoming videos, we also beautify this code and as well add the capacity to increase the score and reduce the score of a particular player. But for now, just delete this player, and I'm just going to make this code a little bit. Simply going to return this like this. So I'm just making a little bit space to add in one more function inside our anonymous function. So the function name is going to be it's going to be a constant again, and we'll call this as remove player, which accepts an ID. So we are going to get an ID of the player which we have to remove. So this function is simply going to call players API players, and Meteor provides us a simple neat function called remove. That's it. It's going to be as simple as that. Remove. So you might be wondering how this will work. So I'll just quickly show you a simple demo of Meteor. I just went inside Meteor Mongo, and if you look at this, like db.players.find, it returns us a list of players. But if I specify, simply we are going to find a player by a particular key. So I'm going to pass an object over here with a key. So I'm going to find a player with the name. So I need an exact match. So let's just find Ajinkya, and if I hit enter, you'll see it finds me this particular player. So same way, we have another method called remove. So we are just simply going to do that inside the code now. It's similar to what we have here. So let's just do that inside our React application. So players.remove, it expects an ID that you want to remove. That's it. So I'm just going to say that find the player with ID key, and that ID has to match with the ID you provide. All right, so to make it much more simplified, so I'm just going to call this as underscore ID, and this is simple. That's it. If the key name and the value, the property name is the same, so if it is something like this, you can just simply omit this. All right, so all we have to do is pass an ID over here. So how are we going to do that? So we are going to call this function on this button. So we are going to call onClick function over here on this button, and I'm just simply going to call that remove player function, which expects an ID to be passed. So I'm going to pass an anonymous function over here. So why I'm passing another anonymous function inside onClick? So if I just do it like this, what will happen? It will render the code, and this function, since it had parenthesis, it will execute before executing the onClick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type an anonymous function which expects an ID now. So how do we get this ID? It's simple. We have the ID inside our props. So I'm just going to pass that props._ID. That's it. And when I click on this remove button or the X button, it should remove the player from the list. So let's just try it out, and you can see it works. And that's it from this video. In the next video, yes, we are finally going to refactor our code into ES6 classes. So stay tuned, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. It really motivates me. Thank you. Bye bye. See you soon.